Okay, let's explore this multiple choice question that deals with the impairment loss of property, plant, and equipment, and in this case it's machinery specifically. So the facts are given here. Sumrall Corporation owns machinery. It was purchased 20 years ago. It originally cost $2 million. It has been depreciated using the straight line method, 40 years with no salvage value. And the current carrying amount is $1 million, and the current fair value is $800,000. Now, they estimate today that the machinery has a remaining useful life of 20 years, and it will provide net cash inflows of $45,000 per year. And they ask us to determine, is there an impairment loss, and if so, how much? So I've listed all the relevant facts down here. So we've got the original cost, $2 million. The original life was 40 years. Now we think it only has 20 years left, so no change in the estimate life since we purchased it 20 years ago. The book value today is at $1 million, but the fair value is $800,000. The future net cash flows per year is $45,000, and if we do the calculation, the undiscounted future net cash flows would be 20 years times the $45,000. You see I'm doing the calculation there, and that's $900,000. So we need to determine if there's an impairment loss, and we're going to use this flow chart to help us do that. We say, are impairment indicators present? If there's no, then there's no impairment loss. Well, our first indicator is that the fair value is less than the book value. So we need to test for recoverability. So we go to step 1. It says, is the asset's carrying value less than the sum of undiscounted future cash flows? All right, so our carrying value is $1 million. The sum of undiscounted future cash flows, the math we did right here, tells us that it's $900,000. That is less. Okay? So they're saying, is the asset's carrying value less than the sum of the undiscounted future cash flow? Well, the asset's value is actually more than the undiscounted future cash flow. Okay? The undiscounted future cash flow is less than the carrying value, which is the book value. So since the answer to the way they worded that is no, the carrying value is not less, then we go to step 2. Is the asset's carrying value less than its fair value? And the answer there is no. Then we have to record an impairment loss equal to the carrying value less than the fair value. Okay, so that would be equal to book value, which is the carrying value, minus the fair value, and that gives us the answer, which would be D, $200,000. Okay, so I hope this walkthrough helped you understand how we think through and work through the steps of looking for an impairment loss on property, plant, and equipment.